We are live now. May I have your permission to start the meeting? Okay, guys, welcome to our club, South Delhi Toastmasters Club. And being SAA, I have a mission, and that mission is to state the mission of Toastmasters Club. The Toastmaster Club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Though any mission cannot be completed without having some meeting ground rules. So the meeting ground rules are, in Toastmasters, we do not talk about gender bias-based subject, religion, and politics. Hence, it is advised not to do so in an offensive manner. Please keep your cameras on during the entirety of the meeting unless your internet connection does not permit you to do so. Please keep your audio muted unless you have a speaking role. If you need to move away from your device, please mute your audio and video. That is also a request to everyone. Please make sure your call and text notifications are silent. And if you need to take a call, please do so after the meeting finishes or mute your audio and video first. After each speaker finishes their speech, please participate and encourage them by giving one commendation and at least one recommendation through private chat. And guests can participate. There will be voting after each section, so I encourage everyone to vote. The chat box will be open, but refrain from sending unnecessary messages to avoid disturbing the speaker. No one apart from the timer as the co-host and any role player, speaker, TMOD, general evaluator, table topic master, speech and supplementary evaluators can share screens. Though everyone who need to share the screen can share the screen if required only. Members without roles except supplementary evaluators and guests who wish to participate, and I reiterate this, guests who wish to participate in the table topic session should do so by being visible on video. And with that, I hand over the virtual stage to our very dynamic leader and president, Toastmaster Arushi Kapoor. Stage is all yours.
Thank you, Azad, for that thunderous beginning to our 822nd meeting. I'm very proud to say that 822nd meeting. Wow, what a journey it has been. So in 2022, we started with the lockdown and harsh winters, but my favorite season of the year is approaching, which is spring. I enjoy spring season because, the streets are lush green, the plants and the flowers are more colorful. It's beautiful, and I'm not a big fan of winters. So that slight approaching summers is it gives a very nice, warm and fuzzy feeling. So spring happens to be my favorite season. And so I wanted to extend and know a bit more about the club and the guests which have arrived today and tell me their favorite season. So if anybody wants to volunteer and tell us what is their favorite season, please go ahead.
Can I speak?
Absolutely.
Mine is very obvious from my name. It's Varsha, so I like monsoon. Yeah, that is my favorite season.
That reminds me of my theme. I was the TMOD and I did a theme on monsoon and its magic, which was sometime last year. So that was a very good meeting, and we did experience showers that day itself. So, right, anyone else?
Hi, Arushi. So very nice discussion on seasons. For me, it's always winters. Majorly why? Because I think in winters there is more peace. I can connect to myself in a much better way. And again, the main important reason for me is the food. So I like the steam coming out of the food from the street vendors, and I really enjoy the food. The food tastes much better as compared to summers. And again, a very personal reason that you can hide away your fat under your winter clothes. So I think that's the reason. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anyone else? We can have one more
I would
person.
like to share Toastmaster Arushi.
Yes, go ahead, Shel.
My favorite season is summers. Why summers? Because I can wear less clothes and I don't have to carry those baggy sweaters every time. And it's heavy also. And to manage all the things, it gets actually very heavy. It's a heavy season.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
I resonate with every word. That's what I hate, wearing 4 or 5 layers. But glad to know. It's a wonderful discussion. So now that we are discussing weather and which is the favorite season, so let's also discuss another topic, which again we've been going back and forth about online versus offline meetings. Uh, so, the executive committee is constantly discussing this in the background, and we've been trying to go offline for a while, but I think the pandemic, the COVID-19 has its own plans. So that comes and goes, but we still want to know how everyone feels about it before we take our decision amongst ourselves. So we will be launching a poll. Azad would be doing it. So please, everybody vote. We will take it into consideration and come at a result which is best for the majority of the club. And we want to do this before the renewal season. So I would just request Azad to launch the poll, and
Sure.
then that way we can have everybody's opinion.
And it is from April 2022, just to reiterate.
Right. All right. I have submitted my vote. I request all of you to please vote. And guests can also, vote in, because I understand you would have a preference of whether to vote, whether to have attend the meetings in a virtual setup or a physical setup. So would request the guests also to participate. Azad, please let me know when you have a good amount of majority number of responses.
Sure.
Right.
I have got 16, 17 votes. I cannot
Yes.
vote, so I think it's done.
Yeah, it's done. We're 19.
I have to, because my problem or something like that. Screen is not, if I am submitting, it's not going.
No problem, Mr. Pandey. You can just message Azad. He will consider your response.
Okay.
All right. Okay. With that, I will now like to introduce the Toastmaster of the day. She is, of course, a very eloquent Toastmaster, CHARMAINE. And I always look forward to, of course, when she's the TMOD. Recently, she won the best speaker in the last meeting. And that is a testimonial to how good she is in her roles. And another interesting thing about her, which I like in her personality, is that constant smile on her face. And yeah, that's just beautiful. So, Toastmaster CHARMAINE, the stage is all yours. I'm very excited for today's theme. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arushi, for that lovely introduction. I didn't know about all of those things that you mentioned about me. Thank you so much. So, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, it's a privilege and a pleasure to welcome you all to South Delhi Toastmasters Club. And I will be your TMOD for the day. And I hope you enjoy my company today. So let's talk a little about our theme. One day or day one, it's your decision. Let me start with a quote to explain what I'm actually talking about. Your dreams can easily be obtained and accomplished, or they can remain what they are. Let me give you an example here. So, how many of you, in the New Year's, actually make the New Year's resolution to go to the gym? Anyone? I'm sure many of you decide to go to the gym. Like personally, I do, and I've been doing that for a very long time. And initially, in few years, I mean, I used to make those resolutions, and mostly after a month, it used to just wear off, or you just lose interest. And I have done that in the past, not anymore though, but I'm not ashamed to claim that. And similarly, when we are taking those financial decisions or financial planning in terms of saving, when we are young, we think maybe next month, or maybe it's too early, let's just keep it for next year. But it keeps getting extended. And similarly, I mean, talking about food, which is actually when you're aiming to cut down those calories, or maybe trying to make those um, you know apart from using the junk food, you're trying to choose the healthy food, but it never happens, and it never seems that day never actually comes to seems to come. And I truly understand. I mean, food is one of the very tempting things which you cannot say no to, and I understand it's very difficult to break that habit. But if you want to accomplish any of your goals, or any of your dreams anytime soon, you've got to make that day one happen. And just by showing up for that day one, the rest will fall into its place. So for today's meeting, for the benefit of the guests, I would like to explain the structure of the meeting, which is into three parts. The first part of the meeting is the prepared speeches, where the prepared speakers are going to give their speech. In the second section is the table topic section, where the table topic master is going to give impromptu speech, and everybody can participate into that. And the third section of the meeting is the evaluation section, which is the most important section of the meeting, where we all get the feedback in terms of how we have performed and how we can improve for better. So thank you, everyone. Now I would like to give the stage to the general evaluator for the day. So let's get started with the general evaluator introduction. Over to you, Toastmaster Cheryl.
Thank you, Toastmaster Charmaine, for setting a wonderful stage for me, for engaging so many people to the stage, so that I can call upon stage many people and talk about it throughout the meeting. So, fears, what are they? Anyone can answer me?
It would be something that scares you, and I think it's something which is outside your comfort zone.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Can I say?
Yeah.
Can I reply in one line only?
Yeah, Toastmaster Azal, for sure.
Fear is anything which you don't want to confront.
For sure. Toastmaster Arushi and Toastmaster Azad, I totally agree with you both. So I feel Toastmaster fears are nothing but a voice in your mind, a thinking that is bugging you and not letting you overcome the certain thing. So how can you overcome it magically or normally? So it actually is a choice which you take, or think upon it, or act differently upon it. So fears are easily managed and can be overcome easily, very easily. So that's about fear. Hello, friends and fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the general evaluator for the day, and my role is to evaluate everyone in the meeting, and whoever speaks in the meeting, be it speakers, be it the table topic speakers, be it my buddies, who are helping me evaluate the meeting, my basically auxiliary team. So how does this evaluation work? I would like to break down into three small steps. So first is starting with a recommendation. Second, sandwiching it with a commendation, that is basically appreciating a speaker, anyone who she communicates smartly or make it sound wonderful. Uh, and the third step is basically the last one, which is again the recommendation, because recommendations are feedbacks that make you beautiful you. So that's about evaluation in 3 small steps. So I would like to invite my very talented team on stage to introduce themselves. So first we'll start with the timer of the day, who will help us time the meeting and track a time which is actually cherishable. Time is very important. So I would like to welcome on stage our very talented Toastmaster Aditya on stage. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cheryl. As Toastmaster Charmaine said, the meeting is into 3 sections: prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation. So my timing is also into 3 sections: prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation. So first we have the prepared speeches. We have 3 speeches this evening, and all the speeches are 5 to 7 minutes. And there's a grace period of 30 seconds on the either side, which means the speaker can speak from 4 minutes 30 seconds till 7 minutes 30 seconds. I will show the green card at 5, yellow card at 6, and red card at 7. Then it's the time for the table topics where guests can participate. The total time will be 15 minutes. Individual speaker will get 1 to 2 minutes. Here, the grace period is only on the upper side, which means you have to speak for a minimum of 1 minute. For the simplicity for the guest, till you see the green card, just speak something on the topic. So 1 green, 1.5 yellow, and 2 red. And you can speak till 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So less than 1 minute and more than 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you will not be part of the voting process. Moving on, the evaluation section, the speech evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes. Here also, grace period of 30 seconds on both the ends, 2 green, 2.5 yellow, and 3 red, which means from 1:30 till 3:30. We also have a special evaluation, that is evaluating the table topic evaluator will evaluate the table topic speaker, and the table topic evaluator will get 4 to 6 minutes, 30 seconds on both sides. So 3:30 till 6:30, 4, 5, 6, 4 green, 5 yellow, and 6 red. The GE's report is 5 to 7 minutes. The GE also gets 30 seconds grace period on both the ends, 5 green, 6 yellow, 7 red. And the TMOD conclusion is 1 to 2 minutes. Here also minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes, 30 seconds. That's all from my side. Back to the GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for a thorough introduction of the timer's role. Second, I would like to invite on stage our grammarian of the day, who will help us in how to use our language correctly. So over to you, Toastmaster Suneha.
Thank you, G. Cheryl. Fellow Toastmasters, hello fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day and the idiom of the day. So starting with the word of the day is quintessential. I'll text in the box as well. It is an adjective, just to let you know. So as adjectives are used before noun or pronoun, you can use it before a noun or pronoun for the correct usage of the word quintessential. Now, what is the meaning of the word? It means typical, for example, normal example or something like that, or a perfect example of something. Typical or perfect example of something. So for example, everyone thinks of him as the quintessential Indian. That means a typical Indian, right? Second example is the quintessential heavy metal guitarist is one who wears black clothes and has lots of tattoos. That means a perfect example. So both the words are clarified, I think. Idiom is jump the gun. So I think most of you or many of you have used this idiom or phrase in your professional setting as well, wherein we say, let's not jump the gun and wait for the client to reply. So I think jump the gun means to do something before its proper time. So we do many things in a hurry. So let's not jump the gun. So that is the word of the day and idiom of the day. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day and the idiom of the day to enhance our vocabulary. Whenever a speaker uses the word of the day or idiom of the day, I'd request all of you to encourage the person or persons with the thumbs up, or you can use the reactions box. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and report on the usage of the word and idiom of the day. Thank you, Madam G. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sneha, for explaining the word of the day in a sentence and helping us to use it throughout the meeting. So third, I would like to call upon stage our counter of the day, who will be helping us to use smartly how to use the filler words and how to not pause in between. So please welcome on stage our very humble Toastmaster Amit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The purpose of our counter is to note the word and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler. During the meeting, I will listen the word overused, like for example, in and, well, what, so, you know, I mean, etc. Also, I will listen the sound fillers like etc. I will also listen the speaker carefully about the words that used repeatedly, like I mean, so that in that way. At the end of the third section of the meeting, I will present my report. So I suggest everyone speak comfortably and don't jump the gun while you are speaking. Over to you, Toastmaster Cyril.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit, for a motivational line for everyone to engage in and follow that, basically. So fourth on stage, I would like to call upon the listener of the day, who will be making the things entertaining and yet engaging for each and every member with a short quiz. Please welcome on stage our very new member, Toastmaster Sukriti.
Thank you, GE. Good evening to my fellow Toastmaster and guests. Today, I'll be your listener, and as you know, being a good listener is just as important as being a good speaker. As the listener, I will note down interesting information from any speaker of the day and ask questions near the end of the meeting to see if everyone was paying attention. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sukriti, for an amazing introduction. So that's all from my end, and keep waiting for the next stage of the meeting and what comes next. So over to you, Toastmaster, TM of the day, Toastmaster Shaman.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that lovely introduction of your team and introducing each and every role, who is going to take care of what. So let's get started with the most exciting section of the meeting, which is the prepared speeches. And I'm sure all the speakers are like having that adrenaline rush before their speech. So before that, I would like to share a quote, very relatable to my theme, which is you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. So let's start with the first speech of the day with Toastmaster Kuber. So Toastmaster Kuber is giving his level 1 from Pathway Strategic Relationship. But before I call the Toastmaster Kuber, let's call his evaluator for today, Toastmaster Varsha. Over to you, Toastmaster Varsha.
Good evening, everybody. So today, Toastmaster Kuber will be delivering his second speech in this club. So his pathway, as Toastmaster CHARMAINE has already iterated, is strategic relationships, and he's at level 1 and he's doing his project 2. So now the purpose of this project is to learn and review basic writing methods and to write a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Now, the writing style Toastmaster Kuber has chosen for this meeting is persuasive, which is quintessentially grounded in logic and reasoning and also research. So a small suggestion for the audience is to mention how persuasive and how structured the speech was whenever you're giving your feedback right after his speech. Now over to you, Toastmaster CHARMAINE, and good luck, Kuber.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varsha. So before I call Toastmaster Kuber, let's do an audio and video check, Toastmaster Kuber.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, audible and visible. That's great.
Can you put
so are you
spotlight so that I can get back?
Are you ready for your speech, Toastmaster Kuber?
Yes, I'm ready.
So let's get started. Toastmaster Kuber, for the sake of convenience, Toastmaster Kuber, over to you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Let's start with a quick poll. Raise your hand if your favorite subject in school was Hindi. Nobody. English? Okay, we have 2. Social science. We have a couple of students there too. Mathematics. Oh, that's a lot. I wasn't expecting that. So this is a good gang, okay? My favorite subject in school was mathematics too. When I was in primary school, my house was the farthest from the school. So when I used to travel in a school bus, me and 2 of my friends were left. So how did we pass time? We played a game. We used to count the number of white cards that we found on the way. As a result, we became very comfortable with numbers. I got so good in mathematics that in my 4th standard, my maths teacher, she called me out before the teacher-parent meeting to tell me that I had scored the highest. Because of performing well in exams, my interest in maths grew. Because my interest in maths grew, I was performing well in exams. And I spiraled upwards. By the time I had reached 9th standard, I realized that this relationship that I had with mathematics was not common in the classroom. In fact, one of the toppers who did very well in other subjects could barely pass in mathematics. As a result of this resentment for the subject, people, they started talking about maths and they used to say, "Of what use is trigonometry in real life? When am I ever going to use tan theta to buy potatoes in the market?" As a fanboy of mathematics, I used to defend a little bit. I used to say maths improves analytical skills. Maths makes you thinking better. But myself, as a 9th grader, I wasn't convinced. I got my answer whenever I had taken a drop to get into engineering college. I was taught by a Fadke ma'am who had been teaching maths for over 50 years, and she told us a story. She told us a story about numbers, how numbers were devised. She took us back to the time when numbers did not exist. When the only questions that existed were what? To which people said, "Ah, lion." And where? People would point at the door. But to how much? People did not have an answer. What did people do? History is evidence that people used to keep sticks, keep account. They did not know numbers. They had to keep more sticks. As a result, they had to keep a lot of sticks in their leather pants. Over time, a wise man figured out what if we called these sticks a name? What if one stick was called 1? What if 2 sticks was called 2? And that is how we got the numbers what we today call as natural numbers. See, what I am trying to say is that mathematics numbers were invented for the sake of convenience. As a result, when the numbers grew, so people had to put 2 and 2 together. Instead of counting them again, 1, 2, 3, 4, somebody said 2 plus 2 is 4. And this was how addition was invented. Similarly came multiplication. And similarly came integers. When people could not subtract bigger numbers from smaller numbers. What I'm trying to say is that math was not an uninvited guest to the society. You have all heard about Archimedes, the scientist who went running naked through the roads of Syracuse when he discovered buoyancy. What is not known about him is that he also used angles to burn enemy ships from the shore using mirrors. Also, what is well known is that Newton discovered gravity when an apple fell on his head. What is less known is he also invented calculus to understand gravity and pass it on to the future generations. What I am trying to say here is that gravity was taught in the school in the 9th standard at the same time when calculus was introduced in the mathematics courses. So there was always a purpose of all this. Like Hindi, like English, even maths is subjective to how it is used in the regular world. Also, like law, maths does not govern us. Like media and art, maths does not entertain us. However, if today somebody were to tell me that maths is of no use, I would tell him, learn it. It is barely for the sake of convenience. That was all from me. Thank you for listening. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kuber. Can I request everyone to give feedback in the personal chat box to Toastmaster Kuber? Meanwhile, timer, can you raise the red card in 30 seconds? So meanwhile, another quote I would like to share during the meeting, which is take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step.
"30 seconds up."
Thank you, timer. So now let's call on stage the second speaker of the day, which is Toastmaster Shrinkala. She's going to give her level 1 project 2 from the pathway presentation mastery. But before I call her on stage, I would like to call her evaluator, Toastmaster Pandi. Over to you, Toastmaster Pandi.
Thank you, TMOD. The speaker is delivering her level 1 project to the presentation mastery pathways. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or revise basic research methods and present well-organized, well-structured speech on any topic. All the best for the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pandi. Toastmaster Shrinkala, are you ready for your speech?
Yes, I am.
I think so. We have already checked your audio and video. Meanwhile,
Yes, and TMOD, I would really like to thank you for the quotes. It is really helping me.
That's
Okay,
great.
so I should start, right?
Toastmaster Shrinkala, the power of emotions, Toastmaster Shrinkala, over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. What comes into our minds when we think of emotions? We think of feelings, right? What we feel and how we feel, that comes into our minds when we think of emotions in general. And what do we feel? We feel happy, we feel sad, we feel angry, and we feel fear. Well, these are the basic emotions that anyone can tell if one is asked what emotions are. But we feel confused, we feel bored, we feel embarrassed, agitated, ashamed, guilty. We feel peaceful and content as well. And we also feel weird. The person who's feeling weird would not know what that weird feeling exactly is, because weird is an abstract feeling that has no definite meaning. Yet all of us feel weird, despite the fact that we are logical human beings. So all of this boils down to one fact, and that is emotions are an integral part of us. Emotions are so powerful that it can cloud our rational and logical thinking. To decode emotions, let me take you all back in time to a prehistoric age. But before I jump the gun and get right into it, let me ask you all a question. How do we communicate with each other? How do human beings communicate? Anyone?
Actions, words.
Right, exactly. We communicate through language, verbal, written, and signed. But many millions of years ago, when man had just made his debut on planet Earth, how do you think human beings communicated with each other? Well, language was invented only several thousand years ago. Do you think an early man would have woken up in the morning and would have told his fellow early man friend, "Hey Dinesh, bro, what's up? Do you want to go out on deer hunting?" No, right? Absolutely not. Early men communicated their thoughts, feelings, and emotions by using sounds, by using facial expressions and non-verbal cues. One surprising fact that still exists in human being is that all human babies up to 6 months of age make the same vocal sounds, irrespective of the race, nationality, and culture that they're born into. And what do babies do? Babies cry. If they're hungry, they'll cry. If they're uncomfortable, they'll cry. If they don't like you, they'll cry. And when they're happy, they laugh and they smile and they make those cute, funny baby sounds. Basically, babies use emotions as means of communication. Well, that was emotions debriefed in its primitive form. Now let me explain the power of emotions in a futuristic context. Human beings have advanced so much. We have walked on the surface of the moon, been to Mars, and have traveled through space and galaxy. And now we are living in a virtual reality. Yet, we are having a difficult time in building an efficient artificial intelligence that could take over our jobs completely. Do you know why? I'll demonstrate the answer with the help of an example, and you'll understand why. I'll say something in such a way. 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 Did you see the difference? Although I used the same sentence and used the same words, each sentence had a different impact on you. The language I used was the same, the meaning of the words was the same, yet each sentence was perceived by you in a different light. Why? Because I felt differently while saying it. And because of that, it made you feel differently. And due to that, the entire context and the meaning of the sentence was changed. And that is the power of emotions, which we have not been able to induce in artificial intelligence as of now. Human brain is so complex, and emotions just add to its complexity. If we remove emotions from communication, communication will not only be difficult, rather it will be entirely impossible. Emotions are the quintessential formula of life that we have to learn and understand, not only to make communication better, but to improve our emotional, mental, social, and overall well-being. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrinkla. That was a really lovely speech and quite impactful. I could really see the ups and downs and also the voice modulation. Really amazing speech. So I would request everyone to give Toastmaster Shrinkla her feedback in a personal chat. And timer, could you raise the red card at the end of 30 seconds? Another fun quote I have and I would like to share before I start for the last speaker of the day. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can.
Time's up, 30 seconds over.
Thank you, timer. Let's call our last speaker of the day, Toastmaster Umesh, who is going to give his level 1 project 2 from the Pathway Innovative Planning. But before I call upon stage Toastmaster Umesh, I would like to call upon his evaluator for today, Toastmaster Abu. Over to you, Toastmaster Abu.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Charmaine. It goes without doubt that you are doing a fabulous job. Toastmaster Umesh, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. We wish Umesh all the best. Over to you, Toastmaster Charmaine.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abu. Toastmaster Umesh, are you ready for your speech? Can we do a quick audio and video check?
Yeah, I am ready. Sorry, I can't turn on my video because it is a part of my opening. Okay.
All right. Okay. So Toastmaster Umesh, embarrassment, Toastmaster Umesh, over to you.
You are on mute, Umesh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I hope you have saw the rabbit filter. And I'm sorry, I can't change the filter right now. So I'm going to use this one. The filter part. It was quite embarrassing for me, correct? Especially after being a guest speaker. It was, for you, it might be a quintessential embarrassment, but for me, it was a great embarrassing moment. So let's talk about the embarrassment today. Embarrassment. One of the moments that no one wants to face in their life. But we all face some type of embarrassment in our life. Whether it's funny, it's shameful, it's big, or it is small. But do you know what is the best thing about the embarrassment? Anyone? Well, I will talk to you about this later. But for me, the embarrassment, you can never forget an embarrassing moment in your life. I repeat, you can never forget an embarrassing moment in your life. I know everyone has faced some type of embarrassment in their life too. Well, the same goes for me. So today, I'm going to share an embarrassing moment of my life and the outcome after that embarrassing moment. Well, it happened back in 2012 when I was in my 6th standard, and it was a time when children used to play outside rather than playing games on their mobiles like this. Also, it was a time when social media companies were rising at a tremendous speed, especially a famous social media company which were gaining a lot of users basically from India. And because of this, everyone was started talking about this. My classmates, my teachers, my family members, and my neighbors too. But when I think about this company today, everyone cuts this company. I hope everyone has guessed the company name till now. Can anyone just tell me? Anyone?
TikTok.
No? Anyone else?
Facebook.
Okay. Correct. Yes, everyone, the company name was Facebook, which is now known as Meta, META. As everyone was creating an account on Facebook, I did too. And within 2 or 3 days of creating a Facebook account, I sent around 600 to 700 friend requests to everyone I see on my Facebook account. And after sending the friend request, within 2 or 3 days of sending my friend request, I had around 400 friends on my Facebook account. Can you imagine making 400 friends in just 3 days? After this, I was quite happy, but I just want to make new friends, so I start discovering this platform. And interestingly, I got to know about a special feature on Facebook, which I thought that I know about it, but I didn't. That was a relationship status on Facebook. Maybe some of you have used this feature and some didn't. Also, at that time, I was such a pure child that I didn't know the meaning of relationship on Facebook. Can you think what can happen when you don't know the purpose of a feature, basically a social media feature? You will get to know now. At that time, I used to think that a relationship is just a connection that two people have between them. Like, I'm a student and someone is a teacher, so I used to think that I'm in a relationship with my teacher as a student. With this thinking, I proceeded forward and I posted my relationship status, tagging everyone I see on my friend list with the relationship that I have with them. I tagged everyone. I tagged my class teacher, saying that I'm in relationship with them as a student. I tagged Bharti that I'm in relationship with her as her cousin. So I tagged almost everyone. I remember, so after doing this, I was quite happy that I have shared my relationship status on Facebook. So at night, I thought that it will be a fun tomorrow when I go to school. But my happiness didn't remain low. The next day, when I went to school, everyone was gazing at me. I repeat, everyone was gazing at me with their big eyes. With their big eyes, basically saying that I am a culprit. Those were my classmates, my teachers, some juniors, and some seniors member too. I didn't know what wrong I did, but after watching this, I got scared. Later, my teacher called me and told me what I did. I realized my mistake and I felt very embarrassment. For me, that was my really big embarrassment. I was quite a person that who was not able to speak when I get embarrassed. But because of this big embarrassment, I also learned few things that I can never forget in my life. I got to know before using any social media feature, always know the purpose and the working of the feature. The second thing which I get to know about is that whenever you feel embarrassed, always try to learn new things from it. And it will help you to never create the same mistake ever again. And the third thing, the most important thing that I will say, never tag those people. I repeat, never tag those people on Facebook you meet every day. So in the end, I will just say, take embarrassment just to learn new things, not to feel bad. And in Hindi, I will say, सोशल मीडिया के कुछ ऐसे फीचर्स से सतर्क रहे, सावधान रहे और अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट का मजा लेते रहे. That is it from my side. Now back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster. Sorry, I just forgot her name. And again, an embarrassing moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Umesh. That was a really lovely speech and quite interesting. I didn't get distracted one moment, and commendable. I mean, to share your embarrassment is such a difficult and a tough thing, and you're doing it openly. So congratulations to you. Thank you so much. I would like to ask everyone to give Toastmaster Umesh his feedback in his personal chat box. And Techmaster, if you could launch the poll for all the speakers so that we could select the best speaker.
Everyone is qualified.
Thank you, timers.
And time's up.
I hope everybody has given their vote. So with much further ado, let's start with the most engaging section of the meeting, which is the table topic section, where everyone gets to participate. And this is one of the most exciting. And personally, I really like this part of the meeting. So handing over the stage quickly to the table topic master, Toastmaster Sandra. Over to you.
First of all, am I visible and audible, Toastmaster Cheryl?
Yes, I could see your screen, Toastmaster Sandra.
Okay, so first of all, I request the guests and the members to evaluate for nominate themselves for the table topics. Okay. So there are some rules. The entire session is for 15 minutes. Each speaker will be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Timer cards, green at 1, yellow at 1.5 minutes, 2 at red at 2. Members and guests are requested to nominate themselves in the Zoom chat box. So I'll just start with the first topic. So is it Toastmaster Mayank or guest Mayank?
Toastmaster Mayank.
Okay. So Toastmaster Mayank, your first topic is where do you look for your inspiration? Where do you look for your inspiration, Toastmaster Mayank? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandra. I think I did a wrong thing by going first. I think it's a very difficult topic. So looking for inspiration, I think there are obviously two sources of inspiration, internal and external. If you feel that you can't find inspiration within your own life, you obviously look for external inspiration. And there can be other cases also where for different aspects of your life, you look for inspiration otherwise. For Toastmasters specifically, I look up for inspiration from Toastmaster Abu. So Toastmaster Abu was the first person whom I ever interacted in Toastmasters in 2018, in February 2018 itself. So it's around 4 years now. And the moment he shook hands with me, and I thought my life is now going to change after hearing him speak. So that was my inspiration for Toastmasters. Apart from Toastmasters in professional and personal life, I think there's a lot of examples where you can look up for inspiration. You can see major industrialists or other like for my field, finance professionals who are doing good in their professional life, and see how their journey has been. So it totally depends upon the situation, the kind of inspiration you're looking forward to. So that totally depends. Over to you, Sandra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayank, for such a great take on that. Now I would like to nominate some guest Dilshad. Can I request you to be on the video, please? Guest Dilshad, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. Yeah, hello.
So your topic is So your topic is what gives your life a meaning? What gives your life a meaning? Guest Dilshad.
And so, what gives your life a meaning? Everybody, good morning, good evening, everybody. Myself, Dilshad. Now, I'm going to tell the what gives your life a meaning. And so, Hello.
Yeah, Dilshad, go ahead. You are audible. Yeah, please go on.
Yeah. What gives your life in meaning? Means I think everybody has a different life, different aspects of life. Everybody's have means everybody's have what gives your life in meaning. Um, what gives your life in meaning? Um, sorry, I cannot.
It's okay. Dilshad, talk about your day. How was your day today?
Yeah,
Today,
you can talk
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Explain your
Today
day.
is
How was it? Yeah.
yeah. I wake up in early morning 6 a.m. and go to the exercise. Means walk and then go to the job.
Green
Getting
card.
getting the bus at 6 a.m. Then go to the work and come to the after 4 p.m. to the home. That is my day.
Okay. So great take on that. Are you going to say something else?
Oh no, thanks.
Okay. So, Azad, I'm not sharing the screen. Toastmaster Azad, are you here?
Yes, I'm just requesting when the speaker is speaking, then you should not share the screen.
I am not sharing the screen.
But it is visible.
Yeah, I'm not sharing the screen.
Azad,
Yeah, it's
thank
Arushi
you.
doing that.
But you can pin both the speaker and my screen so that both are visible.
No,
That
both are
can be
visible.
done.
But my point was, if the screen is not required, then we can remove the screen. That was
Okay,
the,
I'll do it. No problem.
that was the whole purpose. Otherwise,
Sure,
whatever.
sure. All right, Sandra, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just. So now I will call a member, Toastmaster Suneha. If you are there. Yeah, Sandra. Yeah. So, what are your so your topic is what are your two top personal values? What are your two top personal values, Toastmaster Suneha? Really nice topic, Toastmaster Sandra. Thank you for the question. So I would say two personal values would be one, honesty. I always believe that honesty is the best policy in life. I want to keep my life easier by being honest instead of being a liar. And I think that's what makes me a good person, as in people can trust me, people come to me and share their stories, and I'm empathetic to them, and I get to learn their stories, get to sympathize with them, get to be a friend to them and gel along with people. So being gregarious and being honest, I think it helps me a lot in maintaining that network, maintaining that relationship with people. And honesty is something which I think is missing in today's world a lot. So I think I have an edge over others over that. Second personal value, I would say hard work. People, say generally that you should be a smart worker and not a hard worker, because smart work is something which will, help you succeed in life. But my belief is different. I believe says that hard work is really important. Smart work is there. You have to be smart, but hard work is there. You have to be a hard worker to achieve a goal, to be happy in life, and to succeed in your purpose. So I think these are the two personal values which is really close to my heart and my mind, and I try to follow them as much as possible. Thank you for the question, Sandra. Over to you. Great take on that, Toastmaster Suneha. Timer, do we have time to take speakers?
We have around 9 minutes.
Okay. So I would like to call now guest Mayank, if he is available.
Yeah, definitely.
So winning the lottery, you can pick up one from these two: winning the lottery, or finding your soulmate. Winning a lottery, or finding your soulmate? Guest Mayank.
Sure. Um, Winning the lottery is somewhere one movie has also came, Dindora, that has speculated all around the YouTube, that how a middleman reacts to the when he receives a lottery and when he got the lottery. So similarly, when I receive a lottery, there is a lot of dreams that will be in my mind, and definitely life is just only of our hopes. What hopes we have all around. It might be of getting something in return. It might be of something visiting somewhere. It might be of having a time with your family. It might be of something else. So life is full of hopes, and in that, if you get a lottery and you get a lot of chance visiting overseas. So basically, I too want to visit outside India, and how the lifestyle they are following and interacting with them, and have spending the time with them, and all these things that I want to enjoy with them. And the mainly I would use lottery with them, and and not only I would go to overseas alone. Obviously, alone you would not enjoy much. With your family or with your buddies, you would enjoy a lot. That is all I just want to say.
So that's a great take. So we have time, Aditya, right?
We can take two more.
Okay. So I will go with the member now. Toastmaster Abu, if I can request you to be on the virtual
Yes,
stage.
absolutely.
So pick one from two: loud neighbor or noisy neighbors. Loud neighbor or noisy neighbors. Toastmaster Abu, over to you.
Sure. So it's loud neighbors or nosy neighbors. Okay.
Yeah,
This
sorry,
is
my
something
bad.
which is very important. No, that's all right. Okay. So this is something which is very important. You know, when we talk about loud neighbors and nosy neighbors, I always remember about this particular story. There was this family who had recently shifted, and they were getting into an apartment. So while they had their stuff and everything, they saw this elderly person at the gate, and they asked the person, the elderly person, how are the people in this apartment or in this society? How are they? The elderly person had this wisdom, this profound happiness on his face. And he looked at them and he asked a question: the place that you come from, how were there people out there? And this couple says, oh, they were terrible, they were noisy, and they were loud, and they were nosy, and everything. The elderly person then looked up to them and they said, you are up for disappointment because you'll find the same kind of people here. Now in stage 2, there's another couple who is coming to this society, meets the same elderly person and asks the same question, that how are the people in this society? And to which the elderly person asked the same question, how are the people from your last society? To which they say, oh, they're very warm, they're very nice, and if there is a problem, you can talk to them and get it sorted. And the elderly person says, you're up for treat because you'll find the same people. So we have the definition of loud and nosy is always there, but the best thing is go and speak to people, magic happens. And if you're in India, you have to experience all of this. But the most important thing is the power of communication. Nobody wants to disturb anyone. So I personally believe nobody wants to disturb, right? You just need to go and talk to them. And everything will be sorted. And if you're shouting at them when they are loud and nosy, you need to understand you will have events at your place as well. So what goes around comes around. More or less, the theme and the morale of the story is whatever you are, you will find the same outside as well. Over to you, table topic. Sandra, you're doing a great job.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abu. Now, I would like to call the last speaker, guest Anusha, if she is there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. So your topic is, just a second. Okay. So pick one from the two. Work from home or work from office, work from home or work from office. Guest Anusha, over to you.
If I could just cut out the first word, work, then I would be fine. Either if I was at home or I was in office, as long as I don't have to work, I would be really happy. But since you have asked me to take a choice, I think I'd like to work from office. And it's a very, very normal, routine, standardized answer. Human beings love some kind of organization in their life. And I've experienced both working from home and working from office. Even if you have a table dedicated to yourself at home, the general feeling and the general mentality you have when you're in the house is absolutely different from what you have when you're in office. So the mental set, as they say in psychology, is absolutely imperative for you to be able to utilize your time fruitfully. Working from office gives you an organization, releases you from distractions, gives you all the paraphernalia in one place, wherein you have your printer, your fax, your all the machines which you need, your phone, your computer, all at one place. And you won't have nosy little or loud little organisms running here and there, making noises and distracting you. Further, at the workplace, you will have time to, have a change from the house. If you're continuously at the house and that becomes your office, there is no room for change. And human beings thrive on change. So it's a very, very obvious answer that, of course, one might not have the flexibility one has. One cannot attend to emergencies. One cannot plan one's time if one is working from the office. But from the office, we come across as organized, disciplined, and output-driven organisms who are able to balance their life both internally and externally, and to factor in the exigencies which might come. So any day, let me work. And if I have to work, let me work from what they call a bureau, an office, where I would be happy and I would thrive. Back to the table topics master.
Thank you, guest Anusha. So for the great take on the topic. Now I ask Toastmaster Aditya if we can take anyone else.
No, time's up. All speakers are qualified.
Okay, now I would like to request the members to vote for the best table topics.
I just need some time because I was also evaluating them.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Azad, I was not aware of that.
So
we'll do it in the end. Yeah.
Can I
Azad, everyone is qualified.
Yes, I'm saying, can we launch the poll for this in the end with the?
That's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
That's
you can
what I'm
work
saying.
on your evaluation.
You can have it at the end. Okay. So now I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Charmaine, sorry.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandra. Thank you for that lovely session. So now we are going to enter into the last section of the meeting, and which is the most important section of the meeting, the feedback session. And I'm sure the general evaluator and general evaluator's team is going to give us really important feedback so that we can work upon. So before I hand over the stage to the GE of the day, I would like to share the last quote of the day, and bear with me. This is the last one, I promise. So there are no better time to start working towards your dream than right now. So let's get started. Over to you, General Evaluator of the Day, Toastmaster Cheryl.
Thank you, Toastmaster Charmaine, for such lovely quotes today in between, setting up the mood again. So welcome everyone to the evaluation section. Why is evaluation important? First, I want to ask this from everyone out here. Anyone can answer me.
Well, as the stereotype meaning goes, evaluation is the breakfast of champions, and evaluation is important so that the member can improve for anyone evaluate, so that we also get the same evaluation. What goes around comes around. So if we evaluate someone in a helpful manner, one day they may also remember that and will give us a more constructed feedback.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. Anyone else?
I think.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Sure, Toastmaster.
The evaluation is totally different from judgment, and that word itself is very dangerous. People don't want to be judged. They want to be evaluated, because at the same time, when they get the chance to improve, but not being judged by the people, so they are safe. That's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azad, for a sweet explanation of evaluation. Toastmaster Sneha, you would you were
Yeah.
saying something.
I was saying that evaluation is a core part of Toastmasters, because we all are here for learning something. We are here to enhance, to hone our skills, and without evaluation and a proper feedback, someone would not know that what mistakes he or she made and what kind of improvements or she has to do to become a perfect version of herself or himself. So I think evaluation is the core part, and that's why it's very, very important.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suneha. So my take on this would be, as a designer, I start with my day writing all my feedbacks and working on it. So my whole day goes in collecting, starting with it and ending with it. So why not? Evaluation is equal to feedback, and it actually deepens our experiences. And also, while starting a project, you always you what you generally do, we all do three things. Every every uh, every starting of a project includes three things, which is understanding the problem statement, second is researching on it, third is executing the project, then showing the draft or taking a feedback. So feedbacks here plays a bigger role in creating or delivering beautiful results. As a designer, I know this firsthand, and I know many more of you have your own experiences. I just wanted to share mine. So without further ado, I would like to welcome on stage my wonderful team of my speech evaluators who will be evaluating our speakers for today. So first on stage, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Varsha, who will evaluate Toastmaster Kuber for his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Varsha.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. So let's jump right in. So I want to first talk about the positive points of Toastmaster Kuber's speech. So as I said in the beginning, it has to be persuasive because that's the style he chose. And in terms of relatability, I love the fact that he interacted and like pulled people in with respect to their school memories, and also like in the beginning talking about school, and especially talking how tan theta is not going to help you buy potatoes. I'm sure everybody just like was pulled right in terms of relatability. I love the fact there was like some humor sprinkled. It was not overly humorous, but it was at the same time there was some bits here and there. When we talk about persuasion, how I love the topic in general, how math evolved naturally with human beings and how we built upon it like over generations. So I love the topic and I love these kinds of topics in general. I am guessing the objective of the topic was to talk about how math is a language for science and how math is like a invisible net positive to humanity. I love the fact that he gave a lot of examples, but in my opinion, there could have been more examples, especially of these kinds. Like because of math, this particular thing in our society is working. So examples of this sort, like which would make us think that we would really be suffering without maths, would have been really nice to persuade all of us how maths is in general great. And also because I felt there were like lesser examples used, I felt the speech was shorter than I expected. Like it ended before I wanted it to end. I wanted him to keep going and keep talking because it was such an interesting topic and so much more could have been said. And another thing I want to talk about is energy. He started with a very thunderous, very loud energy, which I loved. He was very clear and very intriguing. However, I felt like the punchline felt a little short in the end, and like the energy slightly kept declining in the end. Is my internet okay? Am I audible?
Yes, Varsha.
Okay, thank you. So when it comes to energy, I sort of felt there was a decline. And I love the topic and the structure of his speech as well. It was well structured, like from school, then sort of into more like scientific analogies and scientific examples. Overall, what I loved it was how relatable it was and how intriguing the topic was, and how like it made us think about a new thing which we generally don't think about, since math is like invisible to most of us and barely for the sake of convenience. What I think could have been done better was work on energy and examples. That is all from my side. Over to you, G. Cheryl.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varsha, for a wonderful, wonderful evaluation of Toastmaster Scuba. Second, I would like to call upon stage is Toastmaster Pandi to evaluate Toastmaster Shrinkala, who had a great speech. So, over to you, Toastmaster Pandi.
Whether it is turbulent or not, the line from Miss Maya Angelou holds true. At the end of the day, people won't remember what you did or said. They will always remember how you made them to feel. Feeling is emotion. Congratulations to the speaker for delivering such an exceptional way, the excellent topic, the power of emotions. Emotions is energy to the motion. The human beings, every movement is related to their emotions. Now, she excel in many aspects. Her eye contact and the body language and the hand gestures and the articulation, everything's exceptional. When she said, I said something in such a way, in a different voice modulation, it was superb. And the speech was well organized and well researched. It was evident that she mentioned the language was invented before 1,000 years. How a 6-year-old child communicate to somebody for their demand by expressing their feelings. So all aspect, it was exceptional. But going good isn't good enough, it can be better. Better isn't good enough, it can be best. So going good to better, better to best, there are few things I would like to recommend. Number one, when she was speaking, even though her hand gesture was visible, but whenever she is lifting the hand, that time only we could able to see her hand gestures. So she could have the camera angle could be in such a way. So while speaking also, we can see her hand gestures. The number two, when she said, I said something in such a way, then I said something in such a way, so she could have used the floor stage. For example, she can stand one side, I said something in such a way, then other said, I said something in such a way. So if these two points she can add. To summarize, the speech was exceptional. It met the purpose the project need, and overall, it was very good. So congratulations to the speaker for making such a wonderful demonstration. And thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pandi, for a very energetic evaluation of Toastmaster Shrinkala. Third on stage, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Abu to evaluate Toastmaster Umesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Abu.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Cheryl. Now, when I started my career, I love my work. I feel only 1% of the population, they enjoy what they do, and I enjoy what I do. And I was very happy to realize when you enjoy what you do, you're always excited. And this excitement is the most important thing. People can be smart, people can be talented, but this excitement is a different ballgame altogether. What Umesh did today was he brought that excitement. It was so evident that he so much wants to give that speech. So you are already above the competition, Umesh. Okay. The second thing I loved so much is everybody wants to flaunt my success. Look at how many people I have got on Instagram. Look at my YouTube followers. Look at my this, look at my that, look at my if, look at my but. But who is confident and proud of all? Let me show you my embarrassment. We have a person today. His name is Umesh. That's an amazing thing. The third thing that I liked was, that was even that amazing. He forgot the name of the speaker and he used it to his advantage. That is about thinking on your feet. And if you can do that, you become awesome. Okay. Now, how can we ensure that this embarrassment becomes a matter of pride? The first thing is the rule of asking questions. So he asked, do you know why we hate embarrassment? And he gave an answer by himself. So whenever you ask a question, take 3 seconds and then answer. The second rule of answering any question in public is, even if a person gives an incorrect answer, never reply as no. Okay, no, you are wrong. No, can we have? Now, this word will become a little touchy. Rather than that, acknowledge by saying, thank you for trying. Okay. What is the second thing that the speaker could have done amazing? He was shifting from left to right, left to right. It was as if a pendulum that is talking. So when you shift from left to right, it becomes difficult for your speaker to maintain that focus. Okay. Last but not the least, Aristotle says that in order to make any speech an amazing speech, you need to have ethos, pathos, logos, which means there needs to be story. You need to be credible. Great job, great job. But you also need to share facts, my dear. So facts could have been that cherry on the cake. And that could have made this a quintessential speech. So in a nutshell, what went well? Raw, authentic energy. Second, thinking on the feet. And the third is taking pride for his failures. What could have been better? The technique of asking questions, ensuring that you are straight and while you are delivering. And last but not the least, the way to acknowledge. Okay. So that will be all from my end. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abu, for a detailed report, detailed evaluation on Toastmaster Umesh's speech. Finally, and I would like to call upon stage Toastmaster Azad to evaluate our table topic speakers, which is really new for me. So welcome, Toastmaster Azad. Over to you.
Thank you so very much. Just give me a moment. Let me spotlight myself. That is also my job. Okay, done. Thank you so much. And you, both the sisters are, they have captured the war field today. They are doing so wonderful. And I have learned so much. And I am amazed by the speakers. All of them gave me something to learn. And I'm happy that I will go home today and discuss something fruitful with my family. So coming back to the table topic evaluation, I quote, impromptu speaking is something that you can learn over time and you can become better at it. I reiterate it and just underline the words. Impromptu speaking is something that you can learn over time and you can become better at it. Ryan Macklin. Why I have read these lines twice? For a simple reason, because you can be an impromptu speaker by practicing and participating. That is why the Ryan Macklin, the author of the quote, why he said it, you can learn over time and you can become better at it. So talking about our table topic master, she started well off, and what I learned this one thing from her, that no matter how you are doing, you become better only by practicing and participating. At her age, I would have been hanging around with my friends, but at this age on Saturday evening, she's here with us and she is learning us, teaching us, I would say, a lot of things. Commendations for her is that she has motivated the speakers where the speaker got stuck or the speaker did not have anything to say. and the topics were good and easy so that people can speak on the topics. And also, she is always a strong participant. As I said, recommendation is just one recommendation. It is your, whether it is your script or topics or whatever role is, just practice more and more and more, so that whenever you are presenting your topic, it should be, better than before, so you can excel at it. That is my recommendation for table topic master. Coming to the first table topic speaker, Toastmaster Mayank. I don't need to give any recommendation to him, because with his comfort, confidence, and charming smile, he can win the world. But yes, I hope that he will win this table topic session. His topic was looking for inspiration, and he very rightly said external or internal. And when you don't find the inspiration internally, then you can find out externally, which means that he has given us good content. And within very short span of time, within some minutes, he has also explained that how can you be inspired all the time. Just one recommendation to Toastmaster Mayank, that it could have been better if we could have, seen your body language more, like your hand gestures, your facial expressions more, except that one smile that is always there. That is your charm. So that is for Toastmaster Mayank. Guest Dilshad, his topic was what gives your life meaning. For him, I have only one commendation. I will not recommend him anything, because it takes lot of guts. I know it. It takes lot of guts to participate and to initiate from a point when you have no experience about something. You have come to our meeting for the first time or for second time, but what I commend, that you participated and you can practice it. So I welcome you. Come over and over again to the meetings and become a great public speaker. Kudos to you that you participated. Toastmaster Suneha. See, when she was a guest, today she is a Toastmaster. I see her confidence on this sky, on the seventh sky, I would say. Her voice was clear, confidence, but I wish, being a grammarian, she could have used the idiom and the word. And if she did, it could have been, aligned with the meeting. She very wisely talked about two personal values, and I totally resonate with two values, honesty and hard work. But, sometimes honest people, get to get very angry, and they are very short tempered. So I wish that she could have used more of her, as a recommendation, she could have used her hand gestures and could shift the camera so that we can look her, upper part of the body, and body language, usage of the upper part of the body language. Our fourth speaker was guest Mayank Gupta. His topic was winning a lottery. And he said, have you participated for the first time? Life is, I'm sorry, I'm having some problem today. So life is full of hope. This is my key takeaway from his speech. He was comfortable, he was confident, but one recommendation for him, that whenever you speak impromptu, try to explore in your own life and get into some story and then represent a topic. Fifth speaker was Abu, Toastmaster Abu Shadab. We learn a lot from you. Bhai, the one commendation which I wish that I can, gain, my experience in that particular area, that how you use the stories and to state any topic. But one recommendation, for example, we have a shining shoe, a shoe which is very, very shining, but every day if you clean it, it will shine more. So you are the star of our club, and I want you to shine more, so you can work on your modulation more, voice modulation. Sixth speaker was Anusha ma'am, and just one recommendation, because I have been observing, she's a great speaker. Just was one recommendation, if she could switch on her camera. With that, I I hand over the virtual stage back to GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azad, for a detailed and very energetic evaluation of everyone in the table topic session. So thank you. Hello again, everyone. And again, I would like to call upon stage my other team, which is my tag
Before that,
team.
let's vote. So all the speech evaluators are qualified. So that's Barsha, Pandi, Abu, and Azad.
I think we also have to circulate the vote for table topic.
Yes, we can. It's ready.
Let's vote for the table topic speakers also right now. Everyone is qualified.
Yes, I've got it. You can go ahead.
Should I continue?
Yes, you can continue.
So again, hello to everyone. And I would like to thank my wonderful team of evaluators who just evaluated all our speakers in the whole meeting. So now we'll welcome and call upon stage my tag team, the auxiliary role players. So first, I would like to call upon stage our very own listener of the day with the coolest quiz, Toastmaster Sukriti. Over to you.
Thank you, G. As the listener, I have noted down interesting tidbits of information from the speakers and will now ask questions to see if everyone was paying attention. Please respond by raising your hands. So my first question is, what was Toastmaster Kuber's favorite subject in school? Toastmaster Aditya?
Mathematics.
That is correct. The second question is, Toastmaster Shrinkhala mentioned there is a way all human beings try to communicate. So my question is, what helps human beings communicate? Toastmaster Arushi?
Feelings and emotions?
I believe that is a wrong answer. Anybody else? Toastmaster Abu?
Sounds?
No, that's incorrect. Toastmaster Pandi?
By facial expressions?
No. Anybody else?
Modulation.
It is language. The third question is, as stated by Toastmaster Umesh, what can a person not forget in their lives? Toastmaster Arushi?
Embarrassing situations.
That's correct. Name the social media Toastmaster Umesh joined back in school. Toastmaster Suneha?
Facebook.
That's correct. Which feature took a toll on Toastmasters Umesh's life? Toastmaster Abu?
His favorite relationship status.
That's correct. So that's all I have for the quiz. And over to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sukriti, for a engaging uh, quiz. So second, I would like to welcome on stage our counter of the day, who is Toastmaster Amit, with his detailed report. Over to you, Toastmaster Amit.
I thank you, Toastmaster Cyril. So I just want to tell you that after the loaded work office commitment, professional commitment, I reached to the Toastmaster meeting to get my dose of inspiration to recharge myself. So here today I am, and during the meeting, sometime I engrossed so much that I missed what I am doing here. What is my role? So if I missed anything, then please spare me. So let's start with the evaluation. People who use the unnecessary sounds and words. So first, Toastmaster Ajad was flawless in the Sergeant term role. Toastmaster Arushi used four R's, and her overused words were you know and so. Toastmaster Charmaine used 10 R's and ums, and her overused words I mean, you know so. Toastmaster Cheryl used around eight R's, and her overused word was so. Toastmaster Aditya was flawless. Toastmaster Sneha in her introduction part as a grammarian used 2 R's and 1 time so. Toastmaster Kuber did great job in his speech. He used only 2 R's. Toastmaster Shrinkla, she was flawless. So kudos for that. Toastmaster Umesh used 1 R and 1 repetitive word, I. In the evaluation section, Toastmaster Varsha used 5 R and her overused word so and like. Toastmaster IC Pandi was flawless, kudos. Toastmaster Abu was flawless, kudos. And Toastmaster Ajad as an evaluator used 2 R. So kudos, Toastmaster Ajad. And now into the table topic section, Toastmaster Sandra as table topic master used around 8 R's, and her overused word was so. Toastmaster Myank used 4 R's. Toastmaster Dilsaz used 3 R. Toastmaster Sneha in the table topic section, she was flawless. Kudos on that. And Toastmaster, not Toastmaster, it's Myank guest used 5 R's. Toastmaster Abu 2 R in the table topic section, and Toastmaster Anusa was flawless. So I just want to share how we can be more comfortable, because if we have to use the unnecessary sounds, filler sounds, and overused word, we can improve that by becoming more comfortable. And to become more comfortable, you have to be here in the Toastmaster meeting every week and also take the more and more rules, because the more we speak, the more we practice, we can be more comfortable, and then we can avoid these unnecessary sounds which are breaking the rhythm of speeches. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit, for a thorough report on our counting, basically. So third, I would like to call upon stage our grammarian of the day, who is Toastmaster Sneha, with her interesting tips and on language use. So over to you, Toastmaster Sneha.
Thank you, G. Cheryl. First of all, I really like the way you speak with a smile on your face. Really connects with you. I think hello people connects with you very easily. So let me not jump the gun and first tell some things which I really liked in the meeting. So first of all the speakers were quintessential orators. I was amazed to see their confidence, their stories, and the way they presented. Commendable job, guys. Now let's start with the word of the day and idiom of the day usage throughout the meeting. So evaluator 1, Varsha, used the word of the day. Our counter, Amit, used the idiom of the day. Speaker 2, Shrinkala, used the word of the day. Speaker 3, Umesh Verma, used the word of the day. Abu used word of the day twice in the meeting. Really good job, Babu. And once idiom of the day. So I'm quite happy with the kind of usage we had throughout the meeting, and I really appreciate the fact that you guys tried to use the words correctly in the sentences. Now, some of the words which I really liked throughout the meeting: tremendous, imperative, paraphernalia, which was a new word for me as well. For your information, the meaning is a large number of different objects that you need for a particular purpose. Paraphernalia. Then gregarious, profound happiness, terrible, thrive, room for change, output-driven organisms, relatability, persuasion, charming, evolve, thunderous energy, declining. It is a different ball game. Acknowledge, engrossed. So these were the words I really liked, and I think this would enrich our vocabulary further. Some grammatical errors which I noticed throughout the meeting, very, very less, just to, highlight. So everybody, when we say everybody, everybody is a single entity. So we consider it as a singular form. So we say everybody or everyone has, and not everyone have. Second, it is could be in such a way and not could be in a such a way. So A should be omitted. One suggestion from me that which I apply in my life is that whenever I want to improve my vocabulary, I write a random story and I use those words in that random story. So I recall those words and it sticks with me. So that is the only suggestion I have, and I really enjoy the meeting. Thank you so much, guys. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sneha, for helping us use language correctly. So fourth on stage, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Aditya with a thorough report on time. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Toastmaster Cheryl. So when it comes to time for this meeting, everyone was on time, did not jump the gun, did not exceed time, not one speaker from the prepared speeches right till the grammarian. So I'll give my detailed report right now. So let's start with our Sergeant in Arms, as always, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Well done. Our presiding officer was 5 minutes, 44 seconds. The opening comments for the Toastmaster were 3 minutes, 22 seconds. Our 3 prepared speeches, Toastmaster Kuber, 5 minutes. Okay. Can anyone help time me? Okay. 5 minutes, 56 seconds. Toastmaster Shrinkler, 5 minutes, 24 seconds. Toastmaster Umesh, 6 minutes, 13 seconds. All the speakers were dot on time with excellent learnings from their respective speeches, which has already been evaluated by the respective evaluators. Moving on to the table topics, we had 2 guests today. So just a shout out that despite the fact that they were doing it for the first time or the second time, they were able to come on the stage. The topics were also appropriate so that they were comfortable, but they were able to speak for a lengthy amount of time. So for Toastmaster Mayank Khatri, 1 minute 23 seconds. Guest Dilshad, 1 minute 30 seconds. So that's 1 minute 30 seconds for a new guest is well done. Toastmaster Suneha, getting more experience, 1 minute 43 seconds. Guest Mayank, 1 minute 22 seconds. And then Toastmaster Abu, expect him to go to the red card because he has all the pedigree, 2 minutes 7 seconds. And Toastmaster Suneha, Toastmaster Anusha, 1 minute 57 seconds. Moving on to our speech evaluators, Toastmaster Varsha, 3 minutes 16 seconds. Toastmaster Pandit, 2 minutes 31 seconds. Toastmaster Abu, 3 minutes 12 seconds. And Toastmaster Azad, a single millisecond more, and he could have been disqualified, but he stopped right on time, 6 minutes 29 seconds. I've been there. It's never easy to evaluate table topic speakers because you only have 30 seconds per speaker and you have so much to say. So I think debuting as a table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Azad managed that part very well. Moving on to the supplementary evaluators, if you can just tell me my time. So grammarian Toastmaster Suneha, 2 minutes 41 seconds, quintessential. Toastmaster Sukriti getting more comfortable as the time progresses in the Toastmaster journey to 2 minutes 25 seconds, and Toastmaster Amit 3 minutes 15 seconds. Has anyone timed me? No one? Okay, there's a silence. So I presume I'm on time. Back to the GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for a thorough report on time. And also, I would like to thank you for helping out our guests in speaking about their topic spontaneously. So kudos to you on that. So now it's my turn to share the report now. So first, I would like to congratulate everyone present here to participate in the meeting. So please give a big round of applause to everyone.
Toastmaster Cheryl, before that, can we have voting for the best supplementary evaluator?
Sure.
So I presume everyone is qualified, including me. So let's vote for the best supplementary evaluator.
Okay, you can continue.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azad. So now I would like to thank my team of evaluators for giving amazing takeaways for all the speakers today. So starting with Toastmaster Varsha. She is so dedicated and honest. This shows, so it shows, and she shares it with us, that beams of positivity that we should all practice. She started with she started so strongly on a conversational note. She made it so conversational that everybody engaged into her evaluation. She started with a commendation, share interesting tips how Toastmaster Kuber can incorporate in his speeches for the next time. And also she ended on a wonderful note by again sharing a recommendation that could be followed in his next speech. My only recommendation to Toastmaster Varsha would be she can start the evaluation on a high note, setting up the energy that will engage and involve more people in her evaluation. So we'll move on to the next evaluator, that is Toastmaster Pandi. Toastmaster Pandi is one of the regular and on point Toastmasters, which are with such a high energy. He sets the stage on fire with his energy, and he started really good on a good note with recommendations and sandwiching it with the commendations. So my only recommendation would be he can play with his voice modulation. And also I really like the thing in his evaluation that he shared valuable tips in his evaluation overall. And moving on to Toastmaster Abu, who was our third evaluator. So what should I say about Toastmaster Abu? He is just flawless, and also he has helped me from my first day when I joined Toastmasters till now, how to communicate freely. So now talking about evaluation, his energy. He started on a really nice note and giving commendation to the speaker, sandwiching it with the recommendations and creating an urgency that the speaker should follow a certain amount of facts, and also helping the speaker on how he can use those recommendations and overall it was really wonderful. My only recommendation would be give me some recommendations to improve my evaluation skills. So moving on to the fourth, is there a sound disturbance from
Yes.
somewhere?
Alice Pandit, can you please mute yourself?
Since Azad is not here, we cannot mute them. So
Now that's been done, I suppose.
Okay.
Please go for it, Sharon.
Yes, I am here.
So moving on to our fourth evaluator, who was Toastmaster Azad. You are one person who brings smiles on everyone's faces, and thank you for bringing 100 smiles on 100 smiles today. So Toastmaster Azad started on a very good note by setting a positive tone on the meeting itself, by giving great recommendations to Sandra, and then moving on to each and every speaker and helping them give them recommendations and commendations also. So it was a great effort there, where you had to speak for just where you were just allotted 30 seconds for each and every speaker, but you nailed it, Toastmaster Azad. My only recommendation would be you can try and bring variations in your evaluation, as you are already an expert in giving evaluations. So now I would share my report on my tag team, which really helped me nail my report basically. So first I would talk about the timer of the day, which is Toastmaster Aditya. So he's just amazing, and he's really good, and he's really good in perfecting things. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Aditya. You did really great. You helped a guest also. And moving on to Toastmaster Suneha, who was our grammarian of the day. She brought really interesting points to her role, and she also helped others to how to incorporate those sentences rightly, correctly, and also shared some phrases as well in her report. My only recommendation would be to her, she can play with her voice modulations and in different sections of her report. Moving on to our next auxiliary role player, which is our counter of the day, who is Toastmaster Amit. Thank you. Thank you for sharing such good and amazing pointers of how we can use filler words rightly, and also helping us keep a note of how many R's and I and all of us uh, were making. And thank you for that, Toastmaster Amit. And moving on to our listener, last auxiliary role player, who was Toastmaster Sukriti. She did her debutant role this time, and she made it really interesting, short and crisp. My only recommendation to her would be she can bring more energy to it. I know she's easing in. That is a great point. So kudos to you on that. Talking about TMOD of the day, with who is Toastmaster Charmaine. She has a way of playing her roles, and she usually engages so many people in her content. Through her content, it acts like a superpower to attract audience. My only recommendation to her would be she can try variations in her energy and also voice modulations, so that she sets up a tone of the meeting, so that everybody indulges in the meeting and flourish it with that. And uh, first it was Toastmaster Azad who was SSA, Sergeant at Arms. He always starts the meeting with a very energetic tone. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Azad, on that. And our very own president, Toastmaster Arushi, who always is motivating us to do our best. So thank you, Toastmaster Arushi, for helping us be our best versions. And also, your topic for today was really engaging. It engaged a lot of people in your conversation. So kudos to you on that. So I would end my report on this. Happy weekend to you all. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cheryl, for that detailed discussion. And there's so many points and so many feedback that you and your team has given to us. So thank you so much. And I'm sure we are going to work on that, and we are going to apply that from the next time in the meeting. So I would like to conclude by saying a few words about the meeting. So you are the creator of your own fate. Stop with the excuses. Release the fear which is holding you back. The best day to start is today. Take your chances today. It's the best moment to make it your day one. So thank you, everyone. And I gave the stage to Toastmaster Kuber. He would like to give an announcement about the international contest. So over to you, Toastmaster Kuber.
I can't see him in the meeting.
He's not in the room. So
yeah,
I'll do the announcement, no issues. So as everyone knows, we have the international speech contest next week. Toastmaster Kuber will be the contest chair, and we have a few nominations, but I still request those who haven't nominated Toastmaster Cheryl and anyone else who is eligible with level 2, please give your names to Toastmaster Kuber. You will be healed. You can send your names, he'll give you the form, fill both the forms, the eligibility form and the profile form, which means you have to write your speech title. It's essential as far as the international speech contest is concerned. And next week, we'll be starting the contest at 6:30 as always, but before that, we will be coming early for pre-contest briefing by the contest chair. And once all the names are confirmed, we'll also have a separate briefing that is on either 23rd or 24th of February. We'll have the briefing where Toastmaster Kuber and I also will answer all your questions if you have any, especially those who are participating for the first time, and what all has to be taken care of as far as the international speech contest is concerned. So those are the points, and we'll also have a draw of lots, which means there will be a random order which will be decided, and it will be the final order, which will be sent to the contest officials like the chief judge and the timer. So as soon as the names are booked and we have a final day, we will also organize that. But before that, please send names if you haven't. Only criteria is level 2. So if you have completed level 2 and you're interested, please send your name to Toastmaster Kuber. That's all. Over to the presiding officer.
Thank you, Aditya. That was a necessary piece of information for everybody in the club, the members of the club. I was so delighted all through the meeting today because of the rich content we had, be it the speakers, the anchors. I think it was the theme of today was beautiful. How our GE, and this I've not seen before, GE engaging the audience in every time she spoke, and how she introduced a theme as well. So we had like a little theme also thrown in by her, which was beautiful. Something new that I learned today. So kudos on all the role players. I wish Toastmaster Kuber was here, because like we celebrate the milestones that we achieve in Toastmasters. He has a personal milestone that he achieved. He recently got married, so I wanted to congratulate him in front of the entire club. But we'll do that again once he's present. We'll do that again next time. But I also have to congratulate all the first timers. So Suneha was the grammarian for the very first time. Of course, we all didn't observe that because she speaks like a quintessential grammarian and a great speaker. So well done, Suneha, as always. And also Sukriti. I liked her strategy. She used very easy questions, and that invited so much participation today. So wonderful. I just wish it was a little longer. You had more time, and I was really interested in how you were engaging everyone today. So well done on that as well. We had a poll, and I introduced in the beginning that we will be deciding on whether we are going to have physical or online meetings. So we will keep you posted in the official WhatsApp group about whatever developments happen, and so be on the lookout for that. All right, I don't really have any other announcements. So Azad, do we have the winners' certificates ready?
Before that, I request you to allow me to launch the poll for the anchors so that
Right,
I can prepare the
absolutely. Yeah,
certificate.
I think I
Also,
missed
just
that.
to add, do we have the results of that poll for the meetings?
We do, Aditya, we do.
Later on, okay. Let's vote for the anchors.
Right.
Okay, Azad, Toastmaster, I have forgot to mention, Toastmaster Cheryl is disqualified. All right, GE.
Would request everyone to not vote for Cheryl, please. Even though I wish she was in the contest, she did a beautiful job today.
Okay. Just give me some seconds.
Yeah, sure. Do we have guest Ira? Can you come and speak with us while Azad is preparing the certificates? I would like to know your feedback for today's meeting. In case you feel we can improve somewhere, please let us know.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hi. So, as always, this was a very engaging meeting. And one of the best traits of Toastmasters is that everybody comes and they always give their best. So even when you are not feeling the best, you're surrounded by people who are willing to give their best, and it lifts you up out of that. So yeah, I totally enjoyed that. And I am, as far as feedback is concerned, there isn't much. I only pray for one thing, is that you continue with your offline because of my current situation. So that is only thing, that's only feedback I would give, is if you could find a hybrid version or something like that, which allows people who are not able to come to the location participate also. That's the only suggestion I have.
Right.
Thank
and we
you.
will take that into consideration. Thanks for sharing that, Ira.
I'm ready with the certificates.
All right, lovely. Okay, then without any further delay, Azad, please present your screens and let's present the winners. Best anchor goes to Charmaine Paul. Many congratulations. Job well done. Best auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Suneha, bagging all the titles these days. Best speech evaluator awarded to Toastmaster Abu Shadab. All right. Best table topic speaker awarded to guest Anusha. She's very eloquent and hence. Best speaker awarded to Toastmaster Shrinkla. Many congratulations. Really enjoyed your energy today. All right. Now that we've come to the end of the meeting, we have to capture all the smiling faces. And I would request everyone to put in your best smiles. And just think that tomorrow's Sunday and it's a holiday. So just thinking of that thought, give your brightest smile. Okay, Azad's doing the victory sign. So let's do the victory sign. All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see all the guests who joined in today in future meetings as well. And of course, the members of South Delhi Toastmasters in the next meeting as well, the 23rd meeting. With that, I will close the meeting and wish you all a very good night and a happy weekend.